Support WrestleTalk!
Give us a subscribe. Hello and welcome to the WrestleTalk News. I'm Ollie Davis, and today we're trying something new, because this episode is a special bumper 10-minute edition. That's right, it's a super news. Press the thumbs up and leave a comment down below to let me know what you think of the new format, because I'll be replying to people from out of nowhere when this episode goes live. And we've got a show more packed than Batista's shoes, with stories on Charlotte Flair being sued by her ex-husband, more WWE Saudi Arabia controversy, and how Cody Rhodes might transform the wrestling business with an idea even bigger than All In. But first, John Cena and Nikki Bella sitting in a tree. Kissin, Brie? This image doesn't really work when they're identical twins. Since their totally real split that wasn't for a Total Bellas storyline earlier this year, numerous reports have come out saying the couple are in fact still together. And shortly following the latest one from WrestlingNews.co, the couple was spotted strolling around the shopping centre in Melbourne following WWE's Super Showdown pay-per-view. I'm shocked to say the conspiracy might run even deeper, as a kid called Dominic just busted this story wide open. To promote the release of his new children's book, Elbow Grease, Cena did a reading of it at the Library of Congress, which was followed by a Q&A with his young fans, where this happened.
My name is Dominic.
Okay, we have a question.
Are you still with Brie Bella?
Now, Jonathan, I thank you very much for your question, but I think you're a little bit confused. You see, Brie Bella is married to Daniel Bryan. So if I answered your question yes, that would get me in a whole lot of trouble. So the answer is no. Do we have another question?
Ah yes, Cena's 7th move of doom, dodging uncomfortable questions about his private life. Speaking of books and relationship issues, super news segue! Charlotte Flair's ex-husband is reportedly suing her for $5 million! In September last year, Charlotte co-authored a book with her father, Ric Flair, and writer Brian Shields called Second Nature, The Legacy of Ric Flair and the Rise of Charlotte. But TMZ are reporting Charlotte's first husband, Ricky Paul Johnson, has taken issue with the book, suing her for defamation, claiming Second Nature makes multiple false allegations of physical and/or psychological abuse, for which he believes to have police report and dashcam footage evidence disproving, and alleging he was framed as the book's villain to make Charlotte seem like a victim who overcame personal adversity and domestic abuse. And that's not the only thing written about him that Johnson disputes, as he also disagrees with the book's claims he was fired from 2 jobs due to illicit drug use, and that he's sterile and is incapable of fathering children, the latter of which being quite easy to disprove, as he now has 3 kids. Johnson includes WWE in the lawsuit, as he claims they were involved in the marketing of the book, which WWE have responded to TMZ with the statement, "We recently received what appears to be a meritless lawsuit, and we will vigorously defend ourselves." The Flairs, meanwhile, haven't issued a reply at the time of recording. The Flair lawsuit is just the latest piece of controversy to hit WWE. WWE are scheduled to run the financially lucrative Crown Jewel show from Saudi Arabia's capital city, Riyadh, on November 2nd, with the huge announcement of a triple threat for the Universal Championship, including the not cheap Brock Lesnar and Shawn Michaels' first WWE match in 8.5 years. But because of recent allegations over the disappearance and murder of Washington Post journalist Jamal Khashoggi, many members of the public and political class alike are calling for the event to be cancelled. Khashoggi was last seen entering the Saudi consulate on October 2nd, and Turkish officials have said that while there is video evidence of him going to the consulate, there isn't any of him leaving. They have also claimed they have audio and visual evidence of Khashoggi's murder, which was allegedly orchestrated by the Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman due to the journalist's vocal criticisms of his regime. Despite all this and reports of many wrestlers being uncomfortable with performing in the country, WWE appear to be going ahead with the show. But according to former WWE champion JBL, it's not because of money. It's because WWE are the good guys trying to bring about positive change. Speaking on Fox Business's Varney & Co., Bradshaw said, "My personal opinion is that they should go. You want to promote change? WWE went to Abu Dhabi, did the first women's match that had ever happened in the Middle East, the crowd chanting in English, 'This is change.' WWE has been at the forefront of change, and you want to change Saudi Arabia? You send something like WWE there. The forefront of change." Of all people, Randy Orton has also come out in defense of Crown Jewel to TMZ Sports, being the first active member of WWE's roster to speak about the controversy surrounding the show. "I think the only way to help with change is to go and not to cancel the trip. The goal is to make things better everywhere, and I think us not going doesn't help. Going helps." The forefront of change. It's almost like a company line on the issue has been handed out backstage in WWE, with Bradshaw and Orton's comments being very similar to what Triple H told The Independent ahead of the greatest Royal Rumble controversy in the same country earlier this year, when it first became apparent female performers wouldn't be allowed on the show. WWE is at the forefront of a women's evolution in the world, and what you can't do is affect change anywhere by staying away from it. We think that's a great thing, and we're excited to be at the forefront of change. The forefront of change. Should WWE break ties with Saudi Arabia? Let us know in our latest question on a poll match by clicking the eye above my head. I'll reveal the results in tomorrow's news. With all that seriousness, I think it's time for a fun new feature. As part of the new Super News format, we've got a new segment, Out of Context Wrestling Commentary. The idea is pretty straightforward. Wrestling commentators say a lot of stuff, and sometimes that stuff sounds pretty kinky when you take it out of context. Like this.
We always listen to the WWE Universe, so backed by popular demand, it's not a good package, it's not a bad package, it's the package, my package. Take a look.
That was from the 6th of March 2017 episode of Raw, where current loose cannon Austin Aries was a cruiserweight commentator on Monday nights. Thanks for the mayor of Painesville, Dan, for sending that in. If you've got an out-of-context wrestling commentary clip in mind, head over to our Discord server by clicking the link in the video description below and post it in the memes audio section. But now it's time for our top story, the Super News main event, and in my opinion, potentially one of the biggest things that could happen to the wrestling industry. It's performers starting a wrestling union. Goddamn commies! And the man who might be set to do it is the humble son of a plumber, Cody Rhodes. The former WWE star and current IWGP United States champion has arguably changed the business once already this year, being one of the main driving forces behind September 1st's All In pay-per-view. Dave Meltzer was backstage at that show, where he noticed a big change in the attitude from the current crop of wrestling talent to the older generation of stars from the 80s and 90s. Those older wrestlers were mostly more about political maneuvering and getting ahead by themselves, whereas today's wrestlers are more about working together. And now Cody has posted a tweet that seems to call for this to be formalized into a wrestlers union. Wrestlers have never been more talented and responsible. The people in charge of wrestlers have never been more clueless and irresponsible. Need to band together. This ties into recent reports of many wrestlers being unhappy with the management change in New Japan, where Cody is United States champion, which is fueling rumors that the Bullet Club might be headed to WWE. But WWE are no better. One of the longest running critiques of the promotion is how they use wrestlers as independent contractors rather than actual employees, meaning talent have few employment rights and have to cover their own expenses, which Jesse Ventura explains, remembering his failed attempt to form a wrestlers union. "I would have started a senatorial investigation as to why pro wrestlers are called independent contractors when when they're not. You work for one company. They order you around, control your whole life. How are you possibly an independent contractor? Maybe someone who could join Cody's wrestling union is the former Prince Pretty and current one half of Breezango, Tyler Breeze. After a successful run in NXT, Breeze has now found himself as an enhancement talent on the main roster, and seemingly in a bout of frustration after this week's Raw, where he was squashed by Bobby Lashley, he tweeted, "At some point, opportunity has to come." Right? This got a response from Cody, who advised, "No, you have to go out and seize it, friend." Cody himself, of course, left WWE over creative frustrations and has since found huge success on his own terms. Interestingly, when a fan replied to this, asking Cody why Vince McMahon doesn't push NXT talent on the main roster the same way Triple H does in developmental, Rhodes replied, "Everything you see on NXT is Vince approved. The biggest lie in wrestling is that anybody other than him controls the content." Have Batista's WWE return plans been leaked? Click the video on screen now to find out. And give us a subscribe to keep up to date with all the latest wrestling news. I've been Ollie Davis, and that was Wrestling